Life hits hard sometimes. And when it does, it's really important to stay centered, not to bypass what we're feeling, but to actually be able to sit with it. In yoga, the Yamas give us ethical guideposts, and two that are really grounding are karuna, compassion, and santosha, contentment. Compassion lets us know that it's okay to give ourselves space, even when we are not feeling okay and when we don't even know what we're feeling, when we want to escape, when the edge sometimes feels like it's too sharp, or when we actually don't know how to reclaim emotional balance. That's exactly when and where self compassion comes in. And it actually starts on the mat. Maybe it looks like not going for the deepest bind or the hardest pose. Maybe it's actually giving yourself space to take a child's pose and learning how to honor that edge. That can actually take a really long time to truly unpack and embody. It's kind of like when someone offers you an oversweetened holiday hot chocolate that you don't even want or even like. Most of us would politely say thank you, smile, nod, and pretend to be content. But really, it's okay to just say no thanks. I'd actually prefer some tea. Practicing that kind of honesty and gentleness with yourself is the first step towards real balance and being content with your specific needs. So, are you ready to practice compassion yet? Let's begin. We are in the time period where we want to cancel, clear, delete. We're ready to clean out the closets. We're ready to pull things out. We're ready to make our acknowledgments of what has served, but at the same time, gearing up for the future. And the one thing I'm going to weave in is the element of having the practice of the yama of santosha, being content and not just, well, this cup has served its time, throw it away. How can we bring in the joy and the love, the practice of not just having a gratitude attitude, but really remembering that cup really has served for several years or months, or was your favorite cup at one point. This is not about a cup. It's never about whatever it is, a relationship, a cup, a garment, a product, even an experience. It's about the emotionality, the joy it once brought, but at the same time practicing letting go. And that non-attachment can be very challenging for us. I know I suffer from it all the time. It might be, you want to let go of something. It served its time, it served its purpose, but there's this little resistance of, maybe I'll just put it closer to the door, but I'm not ready to kick it out the door yet, right? And that's okay too. So compassion around this period as well is very, very important. Now, the two things that help us to have that clear, direct focus, we're going to do a breathing technique today called bhastrika. It's called bellows breath. Bellows breath helps to, just like a bellow would pump air, the inhalation and exhalation is exaggerated. I don't like to use the word forced. You might have heard that word with that term before with that pranayama technique, but I want you to think about exaggerating. Different from kapalabhati, which is a Somatic Kriya, bellows breath helps to rev our body, rev our consciousness to the third eye point, and it sets us up so that way we have clear, direct focus in asana and off the mat. Now, it's also a technique that we like to use in Kriya Yoga to set us up for meditation because it helps to lift and pierce the third eye so that way we'll sit. So at the end of practice today, we'll move a little bit in asana, then shift into a little bit of meditation, and I'll give you the option to either stay there or to come down to the ground. Find a comfortable seat, and you can sit with your palms down if you'd like. And we'll bring the right ear over to the right side shoulder. Let your left shoulder be heavy. Tilt your chin diagonally down. It's maintaining space for an apple between chin and chest. Tilt your chin diagonally up. And then slowly draw your left ear over to the left side shoulder. Let your right shoulder be heavy. Tilt your chin diagonally down. Tilt your chin diagonally up. Bring your chin back to center. And you can either take your hands out into a wide V, thumbs point up, all four fingers press into the pads, or you can interlace your fingers and help to pump your belly. I'll let you decide on that. So we'll start to breathe in a part of the way. Belly pushes out. And we'll start to exhale and inhale for 27 rounds, exaggerated breath. Breathing in, start to begin. Emphasizing both the inhalation and exhalation. You don't have to rush the breath, it happens automatically. Take a smooth breath to inhale. Lace your thumbs at the top. Retain the breath. Draw your chin towards your chest, Jalandhara Bandha, gentle chin lock. Feel a little lift of your pelvic floor, Mula Bandha. Abdomen draws in and up, Uddiyana Bandha. Triple lock here. Release the backs of your hands. Exhale all the air out. Float your head back up. And take a moment here, closing the eyes and just settle in. And this pranayama technique is very powerful. If you have a proclivity towards anxiety or feel one round is enough for you, I would highly recommend just ceasing and just letting yourself sit for this. Sit out the next one. If you feel like you'd like to take this one more time with me, we'll either bring the arms out into a V or you can interlace your fingers. I'll let you decide. Breathe in a part of the way, belly pushes out. Begin to pump 27 times, inhaling and exhaling. Slow the breath down. Inhale, fill the belly. Lace the thumbs at the top. Retain the breath, draw the chin to the chest. With a lift of the pelvic floor. Abdomen draws in and up. Kreta Bandha. Triple lock here to energize the conscious system within you. Exhale the air out. Float the backs of the hands to the tops of the knees. Let your chin float up. Take a moment here. Let this settle in. And start to visualize a thin line connecting you from the very top of your crown through your sacrum. As you breathe in, visualize an electromagnetic field of pure light, pure radiance. Sa. Let it move down your spine to right in front of your sacrum. As you breathe out, let it charge every cell of your body, hum, distributing pure light, energy, healing, knowledge. Breathing in, listening for that sound, circle the arms around and up. Feel Sa move from crown to base. Breathing out, let your palms move down the midline of your body. Hum, distribution of that intelligence. Feel your joints spacious. Take this a few more times on your breath. Keep the eyes closed, nothing to see, nowhere to get. Just listening for that sound of pure intelligence moving inside of you. We use the mind to transcend the mind. We use the body to transcend the body. Just connecting beyond the five senses. The next time you press your palms together, let them float down right in front of your heart center. And keeping the eyes closed, setting an intention, a sankalpa for your practice today. What is it that you're moving through on your mat? Maybe it's something that you're releasing, or maybe it's something you're celebrating and you're grateful for. Just bow down and invite that into your practice. Keep it intimate, keep it in your heart center. Half blink your eyes open, and let's come up onto hands and knees. Pressing your palms underneath your shoulders, knees under your hips, broaden across the chest and collarbone. Face looks up. Breathing out, navel draws into spine. Hum. Push the ground away, resist. Take this a few times on your own, moving to your rhythm of cat-cow. And if it helps you, listen and to hear the mantra sa on the inhalation, the sound of pure intelligence. You can even say it out loud. Whisper it to yourself. Come to neutral spine without rushing. Extend your right leg behind you as if you're pushing or stepping onto a wall. Take a moment here. You want to feel a big stretch in your right calf. Navel draws in and up. Pour your weight into your right hand, left arm long by your ear. Pause. And then notice if you're holding your breath. Maybe that right leg lifts off of the earth, all 5 toes, like you're pressing down into a wall. We'll move on the breath here. Inhale, left elbow to right knee. Breathing into the back. Exhale, release. Take this 2 more times on your own. Don't worry about how fast or slow. And the beauty of the bhastrika breath is that it really allows for us to get in touch with our own inner intelligence, our own prana, our own body, our own system, without having the mind derail. Pause here for a moment, extending right leg behind you, left arm in front. And then pause. This might be a great place to stop. Some of you might work towards bending that right heel towards your right buttock. Some of you might rotate that left arm up and even catch the top of the leg, tiger pose. Right? So again, this is not an end goal. Where can you breathe into the space that feels right for you? One more smooth breath here. Exhale, release. Left hand down, right knee comes in. 2 cat-cows at your leisure. Inhale, face looks up, broadening across chest and collarbone. Exhale, release. Today's practice really allowing ourselves not to attach to the shape, to the asana. Shapes and postures that we make are a gateway to consciousness. We can get very caught up with how we're looking or judging ourselves. Today we're going to practice not holding and gripping and being so attached. Come to neutral spine. Pause here for a moment. Extend your left heel behind you. Left big toe presses into the mat. Grow the spine long. And just feel that stretch that's happening behind your left calf. Can you draw your navel into your spine? Dristi, your eyes, your gaze slightly in front of you so the back of the neck is long. Pause here. Maybe you lift that left leg straight up and back, not at the extent of losing the breath. Pour your weight into your left hand. And again, if you know you need to pad your knees, blanket underneath your knees, right? Giving you autonomy over your practice today. Maybe that right arm is long by the ear. Always have the option to skip it. Right knee to left elbow. Inhale, round your back. Lungs are in the back body. Breathe here. Exhale. Release. 2 more times like this on your own. It's not about an accomplishment. If anything, postures are a way of softening, of finding our vulnerability within the shape, not pushing past, not saying, oh, I gotta get better and stronger so I can master this. No, it's actually quite the opposite. Pause here, right arm long by the ear, left arm long. Maybe you need a break. Maybe you move towards bending your left heel towards your left buttock. Some of you might spiral and open up. This is quite challenging. All of it is. Maybe you catch the top of the foot. You spiral the heart. Tiger's pose. There's no end goal. There's nowhere to get. You're already perfect as you are. Release. 2 cat-cows. Your leisure. Notice the narrative that takes over. I can't, I won't, this is. What happens if you just make the variation in the shape that serves you? Wherever you are, can you accept yourself for wherever you are? Pause here. We'll take a little wrist stretch. Flip your palms. Wrist face forward. All 10 fingers face your knees. You're gonna rock back towards your heels and then rock forward a little bit. If you have tight wrists, if you sit and type, if you lift weights, the forearms can be very tight. So this is a really great way, very gentle way of stretching out the forearms and the wrist. Flip your palms. Walk your hands a little bit in front of your shoulders. Tuck your toes with resistance. Hips up and back out of Mukha Svanasana, downward facing. Pedal the heels out. Shake the head side to side. Right leg up and back. 3 times we take this. All 5 toes like you're pushing into a wall. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, right leg up. Stretch the breath here. Move towards exhaling and then bring the knee in. Can you find places where you can delay and hang out, or are you rushing and then wanting to pop out of the pose? Where can you explore your body? Pause here. Few options for you. You can lower that left knee down or you can lift it back up. Right knee is going to tap your right elbow, your left, your right, your left. Notice your breath. Notice the mind chatter. Take this 2 more times. Right, left, right, left. Pause here. Hop your right leg up in between your hands. Hands to blocks. Lengthen your front leg. Hop your back leg up a little left off of center. Now pause here. You're not quite on a tightrope. Draw your right hip back, your left hip forward. We grow the spine long. Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. Exhale, release. Take this 2 more times on your own. The spine lengthening on the inhalation to flat back. Exhale, bowing forward as best you can for your body. Just notice the backs of the legs. Notice the narrative. Notice the talk that's happening in your body. Pausing here as you fold forward, release the back of your head as best you can for you. A few things to check out here. Anchoring in that left heel, making sure that the left heel is bearing the weight, not just the right, the front leg. Draw your right hip back, your left hip forward. Let your head be heavy. Totally okay to soften here, to keep a little micro bend on the front knees. You might be feeling the low back opening up. That's exactly what I want you to feel. Now you can keep your hands to your blocks. As I've mentioned, for those of you that do practice with me, I do have very long arms. So the goal is not to reach the ground. The goal is to actually make sure that you are supported. But if I put blocks underneath my hands, my shoulder will impinge. So now we're going to move towards flexing the front leg and bending the back leg. Moving on the breath here. Bend your back leg, flex your front. Exhale, back to straight legs. Take this a few more times. All you're doing is bending and shifting the weight back. Can even rock it forward. One more time. Flexing that front leg, bending that back knee. Exhale. I know I said one more, but I am a dancer, so we tend to favor the number 1 and 2 until infinity. One more time. If you've ever taken the class with a dance teacher, 2 is our favorite number. 2 more, 2 more. Half hour later, you're still doing the same combo. Rock yourself forward, pause here for a moment. Slowly, gingerly guide that left leg. Practicing compassion today. Left leg next to right, generous bend on the knees. Interlace your fingers behind the small of your back. Remember, you can always use a strap here, so you can squeeze the shoulder blades in. Belly on top of the thighs, little shoulder mobility. Free to open up the mouth, sigh the breath out. Release. Press all 10 toes down into the earth. Scoop your navel up. So we're using core strength here, right? Navel draws in and up, just as we did in Uddiyana Bandha. Head is heavy, shoulders heavy, jaw is heavy. Head is going to arrive last, palms face forward. Plug into the earth here. Feel your feet press down. Circle the arms around and up. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, press your palms down the midline of your body. Pause, shift your weight to your left leg. Right leg comes up. Don't get attached about how far it is. Exhale, right leg next to left. Circle the arms around and up. Inhale, really wanting you to be present. Shift weight to right leg, left leg comes up. Don't worry about how far it gets. Release it down. Circle the arms around and up. Inhale. Exhale, left leg bears the weight. Right leg comes off the ground. Hinge forward, please. Find your blocks, warrior 3. Hands to blocks. Right leg comes down to the earth. Right knee comes down to the earth. However you get there, don't get attached to the shape. Hands come back to the hips. Blocks underneath your hands. Right arm long by the ear. Nice big breath. Reach out to the right side. Side bend left. The beauty of bhastrika is it gives us that direction, that focus. The focus is inside. The focus is you. Alert, but at the same time inside. Intimate. In your practice. Right hand comes down to the block. Use the breath. Inhale. Notice where you're favoring, where you're attaching. You want to stay a little bit longer, where you want to maybe hop out of a pose. Left hand back down to the block. Blocks off to the side. Step back to plank pose. Pause. Slowly, with intention, you can do this with your knees. I'll show the modified version. Lower all the way down, elbows graze. Chaturanga dandasana, belly all the way down to the earth. We're going to take cobra. Inhale, lift the heart. Back of the neck is long. Exhale, release. Option to take this with the hands this time. Lift heart, lift hands. Exhale, release. We're going to add a third low cobra today and take that into shalabhasana, locust pose. Lift your heart, lift your shoulders, lift your legs. Maybe the hands clasp. Notice if you're holding the breath. Exhale, release. Yogi's choice, up dog. Stay with one of those 3 options or move into cobra. There's no end goal. The goal is you, the prize is you, the gift is you, the deepening of the wisdom is within you. Exhale, release. Hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes, and with resistance, press back. Either through plank, modified plank, make your way to down dog. Take a moment, organize. That's a long sequence. Trill the lips. Sigh the breath out. And then really start to use this practice as a metaphor. What do you like? Or are you that person? I don't want anything. I don't need anything. You don't have to get me anything. And then if you get a mug full of chocolate or hot chocolate with marshmallows, you're like, why did you get me that? That's okay. But get to know, be specific with your needs, your wants. And it starts here, how you're treating yourself. So let's inhale that left leg up. Use your exhalation to start and then draw that left knee in. Remember, you can do this. I'm showing that modified version. Right knee can come down. Left leg comes up. 2 more times like this. Exhale, knee to nose. Don't say it's okay and then be upset when you get a mug of hot chocolate. You need to lower that right knee, lower it down. Inhale, left leg up. Take that autonomy. Give yourself what you need. Exhale. Now pause here. Resist the ground and tap left knee to left tricep to right to left. Navel scooping in and up, right? Using your core here, right? 2 more times. Left, right, last one. Left, right. Pause. Step your left foot in between your hands, hands to blocks. Lengthen that left leg. Hop your right foot up in line with your right hip. You're not on a tightrope. All 10 toes face the same way. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, bow forward. Notice what's in the back of the left knee. What's there? Inhale. Exhale it out. Again. Moving to the rhythm of your breath. Don't have to look like anyone, be like anyone, breathe like anyone. Pause the next time you fold forward. Just a few things to check off here. Let your head be heavy. Keep drawing your left hip back and moving your right hip forward. So the front hip moves back hip moves forward. Anchor into your back heel, evenly distributing that weight, and then notice how that shifts what's being lengthened. Maybe it's the front, your left calf. Maybe you might be feeling this in the left hamstring. If you're very tight, you might be feeling it in the low back, the outer hips. Can you let your head, your neck, your shoulders just surrender and let gravity give you a little traction here? We're going to start to rock back and forward. So bending your back knee, flexing your front leg. Inhale. Notice how this changes the calf. Exhale, shift forward. Take this a few times. There's no rush. Can you practice extending your breath? And then notice where you want to hang out, where you want to favor. Right? That attachment happens even with the breath. Holding the inhalation maybe too long, holding the exhalation too long. Next time you shift forward, slowly let that right leg meet your left. Pause, generous bend on top of your thighs here. And we'll roll the shoulder blades in, clasp the palms behind your back. Remember, you can always use your strap. If your palms are spreading apart, you're actually putting more strain in the outer external joints of your elbows. If they don't quite clasp, use your strap. And then see if you can squeeze your shoulder blades in towards one another. It's going to open up the shoulder girdle a little bit more. Release your hands down. Walk your hands up the fronts of your legs. Palms face forward. Just pause here for a moment. Notice the shifts that you're feeling. We're opening up the meridians of the body. Inhale, circle the arms around and up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands down the midline of your body. Shift weight to right leg, left leg comes up. Don't worry about how far it gets. Left leg moves down as if you're moving in water. Circle the arms around and up. Exhale, palms down the midline, right leg comes up. Can you take this one more time on your own? Almost as if you're moving in water, like synchronized swimming. Inhale. It's happening all at once. Exhale. Shift forward. Hands to your blocks. Kick that left leg behind you. Warrior 3. And then find your left leg down to the earth. Left knee comes down to the earth. Hands to blocks. Little lift of your pelvic floor. Draw the hands back towards you. Left arm long by the ear. Side bend. One of the most vital ways to open up the body is by side bending. Left hand to the block, right arm long by the ear, little side bend left. Right hand comes down to the earth. Notice if you want to attach. Blocks off to the side. Step back in your own time without rushing, but still lengthening the breath. Find your plank. Smooth breath, grow the spine. Smooth exhale, lower down. Chaturanga Dandasana with control. 3-part cobra. Inhale, lift the heart. Back of the neck is long. Jaw is at ease. Shake the head side to side. Strengthen the back muscles. Exhale, release. Lift the heart. Lift the hands. Soften the tongue. Toes press down. Remember, the hands are just an option. I did not lift my hands for several years, so I just want to emphasize that. Exhale, release. Third option today, slide your hands back. Palms face up, lift your heart. You can stay with one of the first two options. Back of the neck is long, maybe you lift the legs. Shalabhasana. Notice where you're gripping. Exhale, release. Option to stay with one of those three options to move towards up dog or cobra. Again, what do you need? Do you need that mug filled with hot chocolate and marshmallows? Release. Hands underneath you with resistance. Press back to down dog. Body should feel a little bit more elongated. We'll start to use the breath and the flow without attaching. If it feels like you're missing something, that's just the mind trying to tell you FOMO. So do your best, to listen to the rhythm of your body rather than trying to look at the screen and take the breaks that you need. Again, today's practice is designed for us to feel contentment, santosha, without attachment. Inhale the right leg straight up and back. Exhale, right knee to the outside of your right side, tricep. Leave it there. Inhale, right leg high. Right knee, left side tricep. Leave it there. Inhale, right leg high. Roll right hip on top of left, bend right heel over to left side. Leave it there. Anchor into the hands. Maybe you bring that right leg, step it through. You spin your back heel, right hand to the outside of your right baby toes on a block. Left arm long by the ear, extended side angle. I'll pause here so you can situate. Draw your navel into your spine. Maybe you lift that right arm. If it's too much, you can always lower it down, not at the extent of losing the breath. Rise straight up, find your warrior two. Situate, anchor, press down. Right palm moves up, peaceful warrior, inhale. Can do this with a straight or bent leg. Extended side angle. Maybe that right arm comes up. Notice if you're gripping. Find your warrior two. Let it flow. Let it become yours. Peaceful. Can you find peace without attachment, without gripping? Exhale, extended side angle. It's just an opportunity to practice. Right arm reaches up. Find warrior two. Peaceful. Exhale, extend it. Right hand stays on your block, your shin or your thigh lengthen towards Utthita Trikonasana. That right leg lengthens, that left hand goes to your hip. Absolutely okay to keep that right hand on the outside on a block. Now roll your top shoulder, spin your dristi. If it's too much to look up, you can always look side or look down. What do I need? So that way I'm not saying, I don't want anything, and then I'm upset that I get a cup full of hot chocolate. You know the kind I'm talking about, right? It's powdery, it's like oversweet. It's just not good for anyone. Pause here. Maybe that right arm comes up. You know what you need. Maybe that left arm reaches long by the ear. Right hand back down, left hand to your hip. Adjust the dristi. Now, a subtle lift here of the pelvic floor. This is why I can move my hands, because my legs are anchored down, but my core is engaged. Pelvic floor is lifting. Dristi up, side, or down. Right arm reaches. Maybe left arm reaches. Right hand down, left hand to the hip. Breathing into the space you're opening up. Shift your dristi, adjust the neck. Lean back. One more time. Right arm reaches. These are options. Left arm reaches. Right hand down. Left hand down. Bend right knee, peaceful warrior. Not about accomplishing. Exhale, reverse cartwheel your hands. Pause. Lower your back knee. Heel toe your right leg outside of your hip. Lizard pose. Few options here. Now, I love to dump into my hips. This feels so good, but it's really bad for our back. Few options. Gonna lift that pelvic floor. The more you lengthen up, the deeper you're gonna feel a lengthening on that left side quad. That goes into your psoas, it wraps around to the low back. So if you feel like you have lower back pain, I know I do, I've been very tight for the past week, this is a great place to hang out. Hands to the inside. Second option, if you stretch pretty much every day or you practice yoga daily, forearms to the blocks, 3 different heights, right? No need to rush, just see where you are. The goal is not to go down to the earth. The deeper you go down into the earth, the shift now goes from the back leg deep into the front leg's hip socket. So the focus changes. Right? So find that length. We're working on the back leg, that quadricep, lengthening the spine. Maybe the fingertips come together, Hakini mudra. This is a thinker's pose. Now, a few options. I've given you 4. If you're very tight, you're going to stay up, or you're going to stay on one of the levels with the blocks on the forearms. If your facility allows and it feels good for your body, but it has to come from the inside, there's a little pelvic floor lift that's happening. That left arm's going to go down. That right arm's going to reach up and around. Now, please only go here if it feels right for your body. If you've been practicing with me for a long time, right? This is not about grabbing the leg and falling out of it. It's about saying, no, thank you. I really do not want a mug filled with hot chocolate and sugary marshmallows. One more smooth breath here. Exhale, release. Wherever you are, if you're holding onto that back leg, release the leg. If you're on the blocks, release the blocks. Blocks are going to come underneath you. We rock back. Ardha Hanumanasana, half split pose. Pause here. Toes peel back. Spine is long. Same muscle groups, 3 breaths, same muscle groups that we've been working on since we started practice, right? In Parsvattanasana, shifting the weight, and then Utthita Trikonasana. Can you relax the jaw? Can you find length in your body and at the same time engage your core? What does she mean? What does Nikki mean, engage my core? If your stomach is hanging out, can you draw your navel into your spine? Feel a little scoop in and up. Again, the cueing is on the inside, right? The minute you do that, it's going to add length to your back neck, the back of the neck. And it's also going to alleviate any pressure that you're putting on the knee. So you're not sinking down, but you're actually resisting. Take one more smooth breath. Release. Blocks off to the side. 2 cat-cows. You know what you need. Take as long as you need. You can rest in child's pose. You can move through the vinyasa. What does she mean, move through the vinyasa? Peek up for a moment and lengthen your legs, lifting from table, moving through one of the cobras or chaturanga up dog if it's part of your practice. Doing more is not always best, but dropping in and feeling your body and where your facility is the goal. We're all going to meet in down dog. No rush. We're going to take that left leg straight up. Left knee to the outside of the left side triceps. Stay with the breath. This is not an accomplishment. What's the narrative that's coming up for you? Left leg high. Left knee, right side tricep, outside. Left leg nice and high. Roll your left hip on top of your right. Left heel over to the right side. Anchor into the left hands. Just breathe. Can you feel your pelvic floor lifting? Left leg in between the hands. Left hand to the outside of your baby toes on a block. And then spin your back heel down to the earth. Right arm long by the ear. Now, you always have the option to bring that left hand on top of your thigh, right? There's no rush, no right or wrong. Now, pause here. This is a challenging pose when done correctly, right? It's not about sinking down. If anything, this top arm is lengthening. There's a little lift of the pelvic floor, and the feet are pressing down. You can pause here. You can maybe lift this left arm up, out moving your torso. Move to warrior 2. Peaceful warrior. You can do this with a straight or bent leg. Extended side angle. Take up space with the arms like you're making big circles. Breathing in. Left arm long by the ear, not at the extent of losing the breath. Warrior 2. Moving through it. Peaceful warrior, straight or bent leg. So it's 3 parts. It's kind of like baritone, alto, or tenor, alto, mezzo. If anybody sings and understands music. Right arm long by the ear, left arm lifts. Warrior 2, step by step, peaceful. Straight or bent leg. Extended side angle. Now pause here for a moment. This right arm's going to go to your hip. Gently lengthen your left leg. Heel toe this back foot in. Lean back, open up. Make the adjustments that you need. Remember, it doesn't have to be on a block. It can be on your shin or your thigh, right? I'm looking here for length. I want you to lean back and stack your shoulders. Now, again, as you can see, I'm bending my elbow. I have very long arms, so it's not about reaching down to the ground. I want you to resist that urge of thinking you need to reach down. Few options. You can either keep your right hand on your hip. Drishti looks up, side or down. Left arm, right arm. Left arm down, right arm to the hip. Stay with the breath, right? Don't bite off more than you can chew. Love yourself into your practice. Left arm, right. Left arm down. And ask yourself, why am I lifting my arms up? Does it feel good in my body or am I just checklisting? Last one. Find peace. Bend that left leg, peaceful warrior. The minute we start to understand the whys, it changes your practice on and off the mat. Cartwheel to hands, lower your right knee. Heel toe your left leg 6 inches outside of your hip. Toes placed 45 degrees at an angle out. Now pause here. Hands to your blocks. Feel that little lift of your pelvic floor. Everything draws in and up. One side's always a little bit more open, a little bit more user-friendly. So maybe today you stay here on this side. Maybe you went full range on the opposite side and the side's a little different. Try not to force it. That's part of what happens. Now pause. Continue to feel that line. Can you grow that line through the top of your crown and connect it through the roof, through the sky? Then moving step by step here. Again, the more you move down towards the earth, there's a little bit of pelvic floor lifting up. So it's not about sinking down, it's actually about lifting up at the same time. That's the balance. Can I be content? Can I find santosha and not attach? Can I find length without dropping down? Now remember, the lower you go down to the earth, the less focus is on the back leg, the more it starts to go into the front inner hip. I caution you, don't get fooled by Instagram or whatever you're creating in your mind of what you think you need to look like. What are you feeling in your body in this moment? How can I protect my body? Now continue to lift that pelvic floor. If your facility on this side allows, right hand's gonna stay down, still lifting. That left arm's gonna reach up and around. Now we've prepped the body with tiger's pose. Maybe you catch the top of the right foot. Not at the extent of wanting to pop out of the pose, of causing harm, going past your natural boundary. Taking one more smooth breath in whichever variation is serving you. Maybe some people like the mug with hot chocolate, right? And if that's the case, that's okay to own it and claim it. Release wherever you are. All different recipes, all different likes, all different needs. Hands towards your blocks, bring them back. Lengthen your front leg as best as you can. I'm actually keeping a little bend on my front knee. I don't know if you can see that. Bend that front knee so the lower back is being released. Ardha Hanumanasana. Now, all of the ligaments, tendons, tissues that wrap around and that are interconnected to our larger muscles, the ones that we tend to fancy and favor and talk about, the ones that we're breathing through and holding in these poses, it's not static. So you might even begin to feel a little shift, a little lengthening that's happening in the back of the knee, back of the calf, back of the hamstring on this. Where can I move towards feeling good in my body? One more smooth breath here. Let's exhale it out, release. Blocks off to the side, 2 cat-cows. Now, take your time, close the eyes. How does my body feel? What do I need in this moment? Do I need a child's pose? Do I need to lift my knees and lengthen my legs and move to plank and move through a flow? Also depends. When am I practicing? What time am I practicing? What was I doing the night before? Did I sleep enough? Am I hydrated? All of these factors. Release. We're all going to come to downward facing dog eventually, however you get there. And a few options for you to invert. So you can either pause here, you can bring your forearms down to the earth. If headstand's part of your practice, you can absolutely go ahead and move into headstand, dolphin pose, headstand prep. If you're going into virasana, you can also do that against the wall if you'd like. Give you a few moments to just invert. And just making sure that that downward energy is moving up, the upward energy is moving down. We'll slowly start to lower the knees down. We'll take ahamkara mudra, mudra of the heart. If it doesn't feel comfortable for you to sit with your knees together, block or bolster underneath your seat. Doesn't matter the height, or you can just sit comfortably. We'll take the right hand, index finger and thumbs to touch right at the center of your heart. Left hand, index finger and thumb to touch on your knee. Closing the eyes, just feeling that downward energy move up, the upward energy moving down. Like two rivers of converging energy. The space that they meet is the heart. The balance of seeing and doing. The balance of being, of love, of compassion. It starts right here, inside of you. And so visualize right at the center of where you're touching a ball of light, like a bubble. And if there's something that you need to release that has moved through your practice today or shown itself, just place that feeling, that experience, that wisdom that has come through your practice, place it inside the bubble. And feel it lift all the way up to the top of your crown and out of your head. And start to see that bubble move away. Start to see it no longer attached to you, no longer a part of you. Left hand on top of left knee, right hand on top of right knee. I'm just keeping the eyes closed for a few moments. Draw your awareness to the base of your spine. I'm just seeing red mist, Muladhara chakra. You see that red mist illuminating, balancing, grounding you, balancing your stability, your foundation. Bright red. And see that mist now travel up to your pelvis, the sacral region, Swadhisthana chakra. And see here orange mist, just balancing your likes and your dislikes, your pleasure, your sensuality and sexuality, ability to go with the flow. Just see bright orange here. See that mist travel up to your navel and solar plexus region. And see it change into bright yellow like the sun. It's balancing your willpower and confidence to step boldly onto your path. See yellow mist here, balancing your courage. See that mist move up to the heart center, where it turns into the shade of emerald green, rebalancing you with love and empathy and compassion and joy. Just see and feel joy for no reason, love for no reason, emerald green. See that mist now travel to the back of the throat, where it turns into indigo blue. And balancing how you express yourself, how you share your needs and your wants, how you communicate your desires, and how you listen to yourself. Just see that indigo blue. It's balancing your throat chakra. And see that mist travel now to the space between the eyebrows, the brow center, Ajna chakra. And see it balance. It's an amethyst. 5 beams of amethyst in all directions. It's illuminating your intuition, your guidance. And just see amethyst right here. If you'd like to moisten the back of a knuckle or finger and put a drop of saliva, you can place that in between the brow center, using that cooling sensation to draw the awareness in. I'll give you a moment. You can either sit here in the seated meditation for the remainder of class, or if you'd like to move into Shavasana, you can press your tongue to the roof of your mouth, staying intimate. Slide it behind the upper teeth, and lightly rub your thumbs over each fingertip. Press your palms down. And if you're moving towards Shavasana, just move very delicately, very slowly. If you're in a seated meditation, I'll guide you out of it. Just continue to be in your space. I'll let you set up today in either stonehenge, or you can simply bring a bolster or pillow underneath your thighs. Just noticing how this practice and the effects of these kriyas let go of the attachment. Let go of the practice. Let go of the colors. Simply be. Slowly start to rub your thumbs over each fingertip. If you're in Shavasana, slowly start to draw your feet to your bolster and bring your knees to your chest as you roll over to one side. You're in a seated meditation. Press your tongue to the roof of the mouth. Slide it behind the upper teeth. And we'll bring the palms at the heart center and bow down. Is feeling this merging of opposites, this merging of duality. Light, dark, solar, lunar, being, doing, attachment, and release. It's all a part of who we are. And we honor the polarities within us. We honor this practice that has been taught from teacher to student for millennia. We bow down to the ancient wisdom that's already inside of you. Thank you so much for joining me. Hari Om Om Tat Sat. Namaste.